In a world where everyone's best moments are just a click away, it's easy to feel like you're missing out. My own dog goes into panic at the thought of us heading somewhere without her. This feeling, now widely known as FOMO, the fear of missing out, affects people everywhere. You know that lovely little voice that pipes up every time you're scrolling through social media, reminding you that everyone else's life is more exciting than yours. But why does FOMO hit us so hard? Why does it impact us so deeply? In this video, I'm delving into the neuropsychology and philosophy behind it to understand why we're all so convinced we're missing out on something, somewhere. If you're new here, I'm Amy Claire, and on this channel I try to understand human nature, philosophy and life stories to help me make sense of life and how we all get to where we are. At its core, FOMO taps into our need for connection and belonging. Human brains are wired for social inclusion because historically, belonging to a group meant safety and survival. Alone, you might end up as some animal's lunch. So if you feel a little panicky when you see your friends hanging out without you, it's your brain reminding you to avoid becoming a prehistoric version of a loner. The amygdala is the part of the brain responsible for processing fear and emotion, and it's pretty quick to react to social exclusion. Missing a party? The amygdala thinks, danger, you're being left out of the tribe. In modern life, the tribe is just a bunch of curated Instagram feeds showing people with overly filtered smiles and vacation videos. But your amygdala doesn't know that. It just wants to keep you in the loop, even if it's a loop of envy and comparison. Then there's dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical, which loves to mess with us. Every time you see someone else's highlight reel, dopamine kicks in, making you crave that same experience. But here's the kicker. It's not the having of the experience that it's addictive, it's the anticipation of it. Basically, your brain's dangling the fun carrot in front of you without any promise of a carrot salad at the end. Philosophers have wrestled with anxiety long before social media came along to rub it in. Arthur Schopenhauer, a famously grumpy German philosopher, argued that humans are a restless bunch, always chasing new desires. If he were around today, he'd probably say, yeah, FOMO is just the latest way to make ourselves miserable. According to Schopenhauer, the more we have, the more we want, which leads to an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. FOMO is just another symptom of the human condition, always thinking the grass is greener, even if it's astroturf. Then there's Epicurus, who would probably roll his eyes at our FOMO problems. He argued that happiness is all about appreciating what you already have. Forget the new restaurant opening or the latest beach photos from your friends. Epicurus would say, enjoy a simple meal with people you like, and you'll be happier than any influencer. He believed that chasing true happiness isn't about chasing every new experience, but valuing the essentials, friendship, peace of mind, and probably a lot less screen time. And let's not forget about Simone de Beauvoir, who would argue that FOMO was just our existential anxiety with a 21st century makeover. She believed that the endless choices in life create a paralysing anxiety because we know we can't do everything. Social media just throws the reality in our faces. We're constantly reminded of all the things we could be doing, which doesn't exactly help us feel content with our own choices. So how do we deal with FOMO without throwing our phones into the nearest body of water? For one, mindfulness can help. When you feel that wave of envy, mindfulness practices can step in, like, whoa there amygdala. Let's take a deep breath and remember that not every party is worth attending. Studies show that mindfulness reduces amygdala reactivity, helping you keep cool when the FOMO flares up. And if we're looking at things from a Stoic perspective, Marcus Aurelius would say something like, focus on what you can control, mainly your reaction. He didn't scroll through feeds of ancient Romans posting their latest gladiator fights, but the message holds up. Your happiness depends more on your thoughts than on what's happening out there. So while FOMO wants you to keep tabs on everyone else's life, Stoicism says, who cares? Focus on what actually matters to you. Here's a radical idea. Instead of FOMO, try embracing JOMO, the joy of missing out. Yes, it's a thing. It's about realizing that you don't have to be everywhere or do everything all the time. JOMO is about saying, you guys have fun, but I'm staying in with pizza and Netflix, and actually being quite happy about it. Naturally, introverts and ambiverts at time have no problem with this. JOMO encourages you to be more intentional with your choices. It's like fully understanding that life isn't a buffet where you just have to sample every dish. Sometimes sticking with what's meaningful to you is better than trying every single shiny new experience. So yes, FOMO is real, and it's a sneaky little beast that's rooted in both our biology and our desire to live life to the fullest. But by understanding how it works, we can stop it from running the show. We don't have to be everywhere or do everything. Sometimes it's just enough to be here right now. Life isn't about checking every box, it's about finding value in the experiences we choose. With a bit of mindfulness, some Stoic wisdom, and maybe a dash of JOMO, we can overcome FOMO and live a little happier, and maybe even a little less envious. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to comment below, like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.